beautiful soul. Welcome to the Awakening Hour podcast, where we dive deep into all things fifth dimensional, helping others heal body, mind, and soul. If you're ready to reconnect to who you truly are, step into your power and find ways to set your soul on fire, well then you're in the right place. I'm your host, Jen, fearless leader at the Garden of Enlightenment, also known as the Empire HOUSEKEEPIng, quantum shamanic cacao practitioner, and creator of the Fifth Dimension Academy. My mission is to help other new earth builders, visionary star seeds, light workers, and trailblazers claim their empires by learning to balance the empire within. Each week, we dive deep to help you find ways to release your inner magic, quantum jump your awakening, break through limitation, live in the fifth dimension, ways to create the life you want, and heal. Together, we can make a massive impact on the world, and it is time we rise. So come, heal, awakening, enlightenment, and love. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the Awakening Hour. My name is Jennifer. I'm also known as the Empire HOUSEKEEPIng. Today is July 21st, 2021. And the topic for today is, are you a walk-in? And before we jump into the discussion of walk-ins, I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory. First and foremost, I hope everyone is hanging in there. It has been one intense ride lately. We have a lot of stuff going on cosmically. I am really feeling this Chiron in retrograde, and we are also coming up to a Aquarius full moon. So I am sending my love to every single one of you and holding space. So if you are struggling right now, you need some help, you need somebody to talk to, you don't know what direction you need to be going to, and you're struggling on your purpose, anything like that, please make sure you reach out. You are not alone, and send me a DM. Now, I am doing this video today because it is something that is new that I'm coming out about. Sorry, my phone's going off. But I wanted to really touch on this topic because I came across something yesterday that made me think about things, and I also am an Akashic record reader, so I spent some time last night on the Akashic records. Now, when I do my readings in the Akashic records, this is not something that I advertise doing. It's something that I have done myself, and I also do if it comes out in the intuitive readings that I offer, or when I'm working with a client. But I feel that I have had a walk-in or braid-in experience. So I am a shaman, and I do a lot of soul retrievals. But back in 2017, and that was a period of my life, and for those of you who don't know me, I am a recovering alcoholic, and from the age of 16, well, probably before that, I was constantly getting in trouble. So needless to say, from a very young age all the way up to the age of 37, I was 37 at the time, I literally had a rock bottom moment in my life. Now, what happened to me and why it has put me on this path of especially like walk-ins, because this is not a topic that is normally talked about in the spiritual community, and if it is, it's because I'm pretty much focused on staying in my own lane. I'm not listening to other people, but speaking from my personal experience, what happened to me and what really got my attention was there were 3 days of my life that literally just disappeared. And my last memory of that was I was sober. I went to sleep sober, in one place and I woke up in a completely different place, and 3 days had passed and all this crazy stuff had happened. Like, literally, from what my family told me and my friends that experienced it, it was like I was a completely different person, okay? And lots of things transpired within those 3 days that when I woke up, a lot had changed. Like, I had lost a relationship. I was almost the verge of losing my job. And, all my family wasn't talking to me. Like, it was a rock bottom moment. Now, I contributed at the time. I was self-medicating with alcohol and Xanax, and I have had a period of being in, seeing psychiatrists and being on antidepressants and anti-anxiety and all that type of medication. And so it scared me. And so I decided that, okay, this is the time that I really need to get sober. And when I went down that path to get sober, I I started seeing a therapist and a psychiatrist, and they were telling me that it was a bipolar episode. And that didn't resonate with me quite, because I have close family members that have been diagnosed bipolar, and they're, it's, again, seeing psychiatrists pretty much all my life. That tends to show up usually early in life, and I had never really been fully diagnosed as bipolar. Or if I was, it was because I was, and I'll be honest, I was seeking medication, so I was embellishing on what I was really going through. But on a personal level, when I got honest with myself, it just did not resonate. Well, over a period of days, I was hallucinating. So I was having very, very intense dreams, to the like lucid dreaming, being at a certain place. I could not tell if it was a dream or if it was the reality. Like, I was walking through different dimensions. I'm trying to think what else happened. This was going over a period of days, and it was really, really intense. Like, I would swear I had conversation with family members, and then I would ask them about it, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, that never happened, kind of thing. And it just kept pushing me further and further of thinking that I was going crazy. And so I remember it was a weekend, and it was a Saturday, and my room it just kept getting more intense. And I was sitting in my room, and it was in the afternoon, and stone cold sober. I've been sober this whole time. That's why I was like, what the hell is going on? I literally thought I was either having a flashback from all the partying I did when I was younger, like something, like, I didn't know. And I was sitting in my bed, and the walls were breathing, and it sounded like I was under angel wings. It was woof, woof, woof. And I kept telling myself that I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm just going to go to sleep and think about, rest, and I'll be fine tomorrow. We'll see how tomorrow is. So we have a wrought iron fence around our house that also you have to pull the driveway, or the car in the driveway, and lock the fence. And so I did that. And because I normally park in the street, so I pulled it into the driveway, I locked the gate, I locked the house, I put my keys up, I went into, I think I took some Tylenol PM. That was like the only thing. I was so scared to take anything because I did not know what was happening. And I laid down. And I remember what I was wearing. I was just t-shirts and a short. Like, I was really freaking out, so I wasn't dressed up at all. I was lounging in my clothes, wondering what the fuck was going on. And then the next morning I woke up fully clothed, dressed up, with makeup on, my car in the street, and I walked into the kitchen and there were two place settings. Like somebody had visited me, or I went out and someone visited to me, and not remembering a damn thing. And in that moment, I called my sister, and I ended up checking into a hospital. Okay, so I went into outpatient because I had no clue what the hell was going on, and that led me down this path to self-discovery. So that was at the very beginning of it. If that's something that resonates with you, please make sure you let me know and drop a comment down below. Now, that was about it was 5 years ago. That happened in May, 5 years ago. So since then, it's not something that is my specialty. It's not something that I normally talk about or I help my clients with walk-ins, but just now that I've given you the backstory, yesterday I did come across a post about the souls that we have currently that are still under the program or sleeping, are going to be replaced with walk-ins. And so I got curious about that. I was like, that's an idea. I never thought about that. And I hadn't, I knew Source has always told me that this apocalypse, this ascension that Gaia is going through right now, and we as a humanity on a soul level, is going to be completely different from anything that we have ever done before. So if you are an old soul, like from Lemuria or Atlantis, or you have memories of that, or you are a starseed and you resonate with all that, you do not fit in here, you're probably feeling that too. Now, we have mission files ingrained in our blueprint around us, okay? And some of those mission files will not unzip until the time is right. Now, all that stuff is stored in the Akashic Records, and that is why sometimes Akashic Records can read certain things or not read certain things. And the reason that is all for protection. We are massively changing timelines right now, and jumping. I mean, timelines are splitting in huge gaps. So with that said, things are rapidly changing. So new things are coming in, and I like to think of things as a computer, a quantum computer. And so I asked, is this something that we need to be prepared for? Because in my experience, it was very traumatic. So if we are going to be getting a huge group of souls to be walking into these bodies that are still sleeping, that's going to be massive, because some of these bodies are not, their vessels cannot hold that high vibration coming in. With me, from what I have found out and from my research of my records, mine is a higher dimensional aspect of myself, and I'm going to go into signs of, if you're possibly one or if this resonates. So I am technically called a Braden, and because I do soul retrievals, I am that was one soul aspect that came down. I'm having multiple ones merge within my etheric field on this earthly plane. So with that said, if we are about to enter a time where we're going to have massive walk-ins, please be aware and please notice these signs that I'm about to go into with the people that are around you. So let's talk about what is a walk-in. A walk-in is an original soul that has departed from their body and another soul comes in to be replaced. There are different kinds, and I'll go into those in a moment. agreement, but what it's normally triggered by is an agreement. So you have an agreement prior to when you reincarnate here. So it's a planned date, set of times. Normally, the first soul that comes in is a young one, so they come to experience life on the 3D plane, and a lot of times they create havoc or mischief for the vessel that they are operating at the time, and that vessel may have a bigger mission. So normally it is just to experience life in a short period of time, and then the other soul will come in at one point in time. Now it normally is like two souls will stay there so that they can merge, and then one will leave. But sometimes it's not the case. And again, I don't want anybody to take what resonates and leave the rest, because it's going to be completely different than, things are changing, and they're changing that because it's the ascension. We're in the Great Awakening, things are going to be rapidly changing, so they don't want the forces that are working against this to know the full spectrum of what's going on. Now, another way that it can be triggered is by an accident. So if you near-death experiences, people who are in comas, those type of things, an accident can definitely trigger it, and trauma. And I feel like we can see this when people have split personalities. I would say that's kind of a really good example of a trauma, because that soul cannot is not mentally capable to deal with the situation that they are in, so they will develop different aspects of themselves. Now, a lot of times in split personalities, the different aspects, the main soul that's in the body will not remember the different aspects, but the different aspects know about themselves. So that is because consciously, we can only get so much information delivered to us that we can mentally are capable to handle. So think about it that way. Some don't completely leave the body when this happens. Some do. Some can be fragmented in. Like I have different soul aspects that I fragment in. You can be blended, so that's kind of like a braid in, and you can have the several different aspects of you have many different soul aspects that are happening simultaneously all over the universe. So it's kind of like taking those different soul aspects and braiding them in. Now, what are some of the struggles that you maybe experience, especially if you resonate with this podcast? Okay, so some of the struggles could be identity, your personality. It goes further than not understanding your purpose, because that could be constantly changing, or you may be switching emotions about that. We can dig in deeper with that through your human design and through astrology. You start to view people as humans. So you starseeds out there, you're seeing humanity in a different way. The way you live with other people. So you may be changing your relationships, changing your careers, your friends. So, and this goes on a very, very much deeper level. Now, you people that are just waking up, you're going to experience this too. But if you are walking, this is like a switch from night and day, like waking up one way and being completely different the other way. So, and you start to view your body as a vessel, like this suit that you are in, and you're seeing things at a very higher conscious level. So, I'm not fully confirmed if I am. I do feel like I am a Braden, and I have different aspects coming in. But I do a lot of soul retrievals on myself. So, but if this is something that resonates with you and you do want to talk about it, definitely send me a message, because I would love to chit chat with you on this and see if there's any way that I can help. So the different different kinds of walk-ins. There are braid-ins, trauma-ins, guest-ins. Guest-ins are ones that are just a guest. The original soul doesn't necessarily check out, but the other one is there just to experience the 3D life. Then we have the walk-ins, and then we have the transcendent, which are ones that are just renting the space. Okay, so this could also, you could look at possession in a certain way of this, because that is a soul that comes in. But this walk-ins are completely different. They're here for a divine purpose, and they know. So I don't deal with possessions or anything like that. If you need help in that department, I can connect you with some people, but this is just what I know, and I'm speaking from my personal experience. So again, if it resonates with you, please share, like, subscribe, let me know. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's perfectly all right. That means it's not meant to. And, there are other ways that I can help you out. So, just keep that in mind. We're all on our own journey. So if you do need help with soul retrievals, or you're interested, again, send me a message, book a free clarity call. I would love to help you out. With that said, I do hope that this recording, this podcast, touched someone out there, and that it is helping somebody, because that is why I was called to do it. We are entering a very interesting and amazing time, so make sure that you're doing everything that you possibly can to get in alignment, balancing body, mind, soul, and mental. So if you need help on that, I do have a workshop that I am running in the month of July every Friday. It is creating the new earth by balancing the divine within. I am here to help those soulpreneurs, new earth builders, visionaries, starseed, light workers, leaders, and the change makers come together so that we can build the new earth. And I know that some of those people out there that I am meant to serve are experiencing, or have experienced, just what I talked about. So I would love to speak with you. I hope everyone has a beautiful and blessed day. Much love, and I will talk to you guys later.